So the shop is a mess. I did finish pulling the wiring harness off of the 1J. It's over there somewhere. This thing, I've cussed and thrown stuff, and I did pull the intake back off, fold the injectors, I changed a couple of them. I've filled with some air. I've crimped off some lines. I've put some short lines on it, just trying to see if it's too much air, too much fuel. I've made some adjustments. I've adjusted fuel pressure. It's just, I'm not gaining any ground. I got some changes, but not anything that's gonna make this car run right. This thing, done the plug wires. I gotta do the sensor for the fans. That'll be done after I do the sensors. I'm not 100% certain that car's in time. When you hit the gas, it hesitates just a hair on throttle. It's possible that that thing's a tooth off on the timing, because supposedly they did a new timing belt, and I'm pretty sure I remember a couple weeks ago I looked at it, it was new. Just have a new timing belt, so that would justify the hesitation in it if it's a tooth off. So I've got to roll that thing over and check for sure. And yeah, what a weekend, guys. It's been one of those where it's a bad start. Little Tony passed away. A bad week. I'd been talking to little Tony about tuning my car and stuff, and we were trying to get together, nail down a day to do that. And the last message was about he was going to be off one day this week. He would message me and, you know, ahead and let me know when to come up. And that was Friday. And hadn't heard anything, you know, from Friday till, I guess it was Tuesday when I'd heard Tuesday evening. And so I was going to message him and ask him, you know, hey, what day, you know, that way in case he had an idea. I didn't hear anything from him, and I just happened to be on Facebook there, and I had saw that he had passed away. So Art, one of the twins, we got Art and Ronnie, but Art, one of the twins, messaged me and told me, and that's the first I'd heard about it. I hadn't talked to him in a couple of days, and I'd been talking to him at least 3 or 4 times a week, off and on, and having, you know, 30-minute, hour-long conversations, going through, you know, me going through some of the parts and some of the stuff on the IS300 to get him up to speed of, you know, what I had and, you know, what I wanted, expected from the car. And, you know, we'd kind of palled around and all that. And man, that was completely out of left field for me. And then the Ken Block thing as well, that's for, you know, car people. You know, if you're not a car guy or car girl, you've still probably heard of Ken Block, you know. And to be in, you know, DC Shoes, if you've ever heard of DC Shoes, you know, he's part owner of that. And well, you can Google Ken Block and you know, all that stuff. But I mean, that's the Michael Jordan. I mean, to put it in perspective, that is literally the Michael Jordan of the car world. I mean, in our era, that is absolutely the Michael Jordan of the car world. So, you know, that's how big that deal is with him. Yeah, man, what a week. And then the guy playing football got hit in the chest and had the heart attack or whatever. And that was last night. So, man, 2023, if this is what you're gonna do to us, we may want to set out this one too. This, man, it's a bad start, man. That's a horrible thing. But anyway, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. It's just a lot on my mind today. And you know, this thing here, with, you know, after talking to Wiring Specialties, if I have to put an EMU black on this thing, then do I want to just keep it stock? That's the thing, you know. Do I want to play around with a little bit of boost, or do I want to just send it out for sale with an EMU black and a custom harness and everything to make a turbo drift car? I mean, literally, if I sell this thing, it'll have the custom harness, it'll have a 2JZ GE. This motor's good to, like, I think 450 horse. The AR5 transmission with the aftermarket flywheel and clutch and stuff. It's got a aftermarket drive shaft. It's a custom drive shaft. It was for the SR swap, but I guess it fed the 240 or the KA motor transmission. So when I sold all that stuff, you know, it still fit the AR5 after I changed the piece, so I'm still rocking that thing. So it is a custom aluminum drive shaft. I forget the name of the suspension, but it's not cheap stuff. It's like not BC. It's way before BC was even really a thing. You know, in my era, these were $1,400. Can't remember the name. I'll try to, in the meantime, figure that out. But it does have adjustable tow arms in the back, the uppers, I think. It does have, I don't know if it's got extended knuckles. This thing's got quite a bit of angle in it. It's pretty solid as far as steering. It does have some bounce to it. I think it's way too loose. But, you know, it's got a NRG seat in it. Mishimoto radiator. Mishimoto, no, I ended up getting like an eBay fan set. I can't remember. Yeah, I got an eBay fan set on this one, but it's got dual E fans, electric fans. And it's got the it'll have the EMU black, the stock fuse box is in place, the battery's relocated to the back. I think pretty much everything's stock. It does have the, you know, somebody's set up the power steering in this thing, so it does have power steering. Yeah, and the fuel line, I've done all the fuel lines and stuff to keep the heat off of it, so if you did a downpipe, you should be okay. The downpipe shouldn't hit any of that stuff. It's all wrapped anyway. I think it should be good. I would have to, you know, myself, once I installed it, I'd have to look at it, but if somebody wanted to, they could, you know, reroute the fuel lines or whatever to do that. But it's got the return line. It's a custom return line. It's got one of them high dollar, big money eBay regulators that doesn't have a name, so I don't know about that. It's yeah, it does have the 1J mass airflow in it, the 1J ECU, but I don't know what I'll have to change once I get the jumper. It'll have the jumper, the $275 jumper from Wiring Specialties actually have it. I think it's a jumper from ECU Masters himself. I think it's the jumper they have. The WHP will horsepower something, WHP. Something like that. That's the company that ECU Masters themselves deal with directly. WHP, that's it, WHP. I don't know exactly, you know, the name or the letters, what they mean. But yeah, wholesale horsepower or something, I don't remember. Anyway, I'm rambling on here, still jibber jabber. But that's where I'm at with the 240, waiting on the jumper, and I've got an EMU black. I've got to dig that thing out. I've got one for that thing. I have to dig that out, hook it up, and start digging through it and see what we can find wrong with it or right with it, or I don't know. And finish soldering that deal on that IS300. I gotta check the timing. Doesn't have a heat on the inside. I don't know what's going on there, but it doesn't have heat on the inside in the cab of the car. I may have a stopped up heater core, so I may have to address that. So, and it's got some kind of coilovers on it too. I don't know what they are. I think they're like Max Heating or something. I don't think they're anything aftermarket, you know, like an expensive brand. But yeah, you're probably going to be getting a 240 with quite a few things on it now at this point. And the diff's welded. It does have a welded diff. And it will have a custom exhaust by the time we get from here to there, because I'll have to finish the exhaust out too. So, and it's a VVTi. It's a VVTi engine. So, like I say, it's good for 450-ish or so. And I don't know what else. It'll literally be ready to turbo and boost. I mean, if I sell it this way, this car literally, you buy the turbo and the injectors and the manifold, and you put that stuff on and take off. This car's ready to go, and you can turn it to 450, and there's your 450 horse drift car, and you'll be out maybe a couple $1,000s, something like that. Depending on if you get the cheap injectors. I did see some eBay injectors, and I almost wonder if those things wouldn't work. Kind of scary though. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're tuning a car, I think. I'm afraid of the whole get what you pay for thing comes into play. That would be me getting what I paid for. But alright, either way, that's all I'm going to do for today. I'm going to call it a day. I may end up at rental tomorrow. I'll probably go, I've got a water to a shower to fix, and I got a water supply to a house leaking, and I got a ceiling that's leaking too. So, alright guys, hey, thanks for watching the videos. Trying to pick them up a little bit. It's a lot going on with everything here, you know, past couple days. If you will, like, subscribe. We've got some, maybe doing something pretty big on the 240 just while I've got it going. We'll be getting to the S13 soon. We'll be doing the turbo on the the Red Ice 300. We'll be tuning the Silver Ice 300 hopefully soon. And yeah, we got a lot more coming. I've got some stuff working now, finally. Maybe we'll get this thing moved out of our way, this 240. So like, subscribe, share, hit the little bell. The bell lets you know that we've posted another video. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.